JobKeeper has been cut by $200 today. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Yahoo Finance discussing the cuts to JobKeeper which take place today. JobKeeper slashed by $200. New pay cuts kick in today. Now, if we have a look here, we can see the total number of JobKeeper applicants. In August was 962,000. And you can see it by state. Hotspot is, well, not unsurprisingly, New South Wales, the biggest state. Then you've got Victoria and then Queensland, with all the rest following. Now, one thing that is most concerning is if we look at the number of employed people per state, 2.5 million in Queensland, 4 million in New South Wales, 3.3 in Victoria and the rest. And then we look at the actual number of people on JobKeeper for each state, we can see the proportion of employed people that are, well, supported by this JobKeeper. Now, the question is how many of these businesses, like 8.76% of employed people, how many of these businesses actually need it? How many businesses are zombie companies that have been riding on the trading while insolvent changes and using JobKeeper to keep things going? How many people are going to lose their jobs in the next quarter? I suspect we'll start to see it happen when the BAS bills start knocking on the door. And then they're going to realize, oh, wait a minute, this business has no money to pay me my super or my other entitlements, all of these other things. Remember, this money is propping up businesses. Would you invest in a business that was going under? Because that's what you're doing. With the government handing out this money, that's what it's essentially doing. Because we're the government source of money, everyone. That I did another one looking at the public sector combined. And, 30% in Northern Territory combined JobKeeper and public sector. We don't even want to add welfare onto that because then it gets a little concerning. Even more so. So just think about that. If you add another 8.76% of the JobKeeper numbers, maybe to unemployment, how would that look then? It's all people that are supported by the state. And add that to the civil servants, well, we're getting a doozy. So let's have a look at this. Aussies on JobKeeper wage subsidy will feel the effects of the new reduced rate from today, with $200 or $100 shaved off their fortnightly payments. Well, then they should be working less, or the business should be viable and able to make up that difference. From today, those receiving JobKeeper on Tier 1 will receive $1,000 down from $1,200, while those on Tier 2 will now receive $650 a fortnight down from $750. I mean, this is really going to affect the people who are sitting at home not doing any work, who have been stood down and not doing anything. And remember, this is through no fault of their own. This is because of the government strict interventions in the economy and lockdown rules to try and mitigate the spread of this illness. So all the businesses that are destroyed, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And that's the price that we're paying. We need to remember that. But more concerning is moving forward, this is now an accepted method to deal with these type of issues. So it's going to be part of the risk in running a business. When you're doing a risk assessment, you've got to think, okay, what's the chance of a lockdown? How will I mitigate that? How will I manage that risks? Okay, I'll have to put these costs up. So we'll start to see it manifest in costs of living. Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced the changes in July, stating that the payments needed to continue but become more targeted. The tiered system and rate reduction came after a review into JobKeeper revealed that 1 in 4 Aussies on the wage subsidy were actually getting a pay rise of $550 on average per fortnight. I mean, that's 25% of Aussies on JobKeeper are getting a pay rise. How many people are earning so little? It's just crazy. What is going on? Or how many people were just casual, only working a little bit and getting more money? So, which described the then Finance Minister Matthias Cormann as an adverse incentive. What the review also found was there were a number of features of JobKeeper that created adverse incentives, which may become more pronounced over time as the economy recovers, Cormann said. Well, you're creating a poverty trap. You're creating a trap to disincentivize people from work. Well, that'd be more the job seeker with the bonus they put there. So, this formed part of our considerations as we looked at the next phase of the JobKeeper program. The extension period kicks in today, the 4th of January, but is set to end completely on the 28th of March. For businesses to receive JobKeeper this extension period, owners will have to demonstrate their GST turnover fell in the December quarter 2020 as compared to a comparable period, typically the same quarter in 2019. Labor has criticised the cuts, noting that there are still 2.2 million Australians either looking for work or more work. So do we want to, if you've got 2.2 million Australians looking for work or underemployed, do you really want the government creating more burden for those citizens by propping up some businesses that probably should fail? That's the harsh thing, guys. In a recession, businesses are going to fall over. This is the cyclical system we have with the central banks intervening in our economy and the governments intervening in our economy. They're not allowing for the natural corrections that are necessary. You need some creative destruction because that creates opportunity for smarter, better people to come in and start businesses. Today's cuts to JobKeeper ignore the increased stress on many businesses over the holiday period, particularly in parts of Sydney and surrounding tourist regions, said Acting Shadow Treasurer Kathy Gallagher, Shadow Minister for Industrial Relations Tony Burke, and Shadow Minister for Employment Brendan O'Connor in a joint release. Many business owners are seeing holiday bookings cancelled or empty tables in their cafes and restaurants at what is usually their busiest time of the year. Yeah, it's a recession. We're in a recession, everyone. We had it. First time in 28 years. The flow, it doesn't instantly, just as GDP goes up, it doesn't instantly turn off. The impact of this is going to last for several years. People are talking about, a magic V-shaped recovery. We're having a K-shaped recovery, everyone. There are going to be some that are going to do real well, and there are going to be some that are going to hit it. And the problem is, well, I'm concerned with the political rhetoric that's coming out. There's going to be more of a push to authoritarian forms of government and more dependence on the state. That's what really worries me about all of this more than anything. And you can understand why people feel hopeless. But then the problem is they're feeling hopeless, and then they're going to the organization that caused all the problems in their lives. They're wanting the government to fix all the situation when they're the cause of a lot of the issues, all of their intervention and meddling. Oh, house prices are so high. Okay, the government will start handing out bribes, which will inflate the house prices even more. Fantastic, yes. It makes a good soundbite. It's a good media release. People feel happy. But the reality is we all pay for it. We're all screwed. So you just got to go with the flow, guys. The shadow ministers noted that the JobKeeper cut come just days after the job seeker boost was reduced by $100 on January 1, leaving Australians who receive welfare support living on about $50 a day. On one hand, the government says the economy is doing well enough that businesses no longer need JobKeeper, but on the other hand, they say the economy is doing so badly they need to cut the pay of workers. They can't have it both ways. Well, no, you can. The economy can be doing well enough that you don't want to be keeping dead businesses going, but we are in such a situation where, well, to remain competitive, the wages need to adjust. That's the sad reality of it. It'd be great if the government could reduce other burdens on people so it's not felt by them on a daily basis. But I don't think that's how they do it, is it? So what do you reckon, everyone? These cuts to JobKeeper, do you think they'll be felt? How many of these businesses, because if we look at business and personal insolvencies, they're also down. They're about 50% of where they should be. How many of those are, running on JobKeeper fumes? How many employers do you think are kicking the can of their business down the road, hoping it'll all come good, borrowing money left, right, and center from people, keeping their staff on JobKeeper, still racking up other costs? Because even if you have someone just on JobKeeper, you're still racking up their super contributions. You're still racking up all their entitlements. Some businesses that are going to fall over, it may have been smarter to just shut up shop months ago. That's the harsh reality of it. What I would hate to see and read about is people that are, with all good intentions, kept their business going, kept people employed, were racking up JobKeeper, and then get done over and lose their house because their employers or the employees go, because, oh, where's my super, where's this, where's that? Can you see that happening? Can you see small business getting copping it? It feels like this is a targeted attack, really, on the middle class. It really does. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve or Aussie Broadband. You can buy merch from Heiser Says, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.